Hello, my friend. I want to talk about looking at trauma through an existential lens as existential crisis, rather than as a medical condition of which the symptoms need to be cured. That is not a way to deny the impact of shattering experiences, of confusing experiences, of traumatic experiences. Quite the contrary. It is about valuing them truly, instead of seeing them as an anomaly or as something that is wrong with you. See them as a transformative experience that has a role to play in you becoming stronger, more aware, more awake, with greater understanding, encompassing a wider range of tensions and difficulties. Without encountering such experiences, we would be feeble. We would just be self-indulgent. We would forget to grow and to become more real and more empathetic with other people's troubles and difficulties as well. Of course, there are some experiences that are truly shattering. And that is a special situation altogether. And it needs all hands on deck. It needs time out of existence where you find space to find your center in your body again and heal the wounds, the physical wounds. Calm down and find your balance again. Find that equilibrium that is lost when you're pushed out of your balance in that way. Of course, I'm speaking to you 10 days after I had a medical emergency myself and was taken to hospital by ambulance and had an emergency operation, a situation that might have been fatal, and that was quite scary for a bit. And so it's fresh in my mind how important it was to have that societal support, how vital it was to find physical safety again, how crucial it was that I could draw on my inner strength and my capacity to find peace even in those circumstances. And I did. And I'm pleased about that. And I am pleased that my theorizing was put to the test and I was able to show how important this time has been to me to focus my attention on the things that truly matter and reconnect with values and purpose and my existential direction in life. All of those things have immediately come out of that experience of shattering and of loss of my daily reassuring routines, which have been utterly interrupted and replaced with the need to heal. And that is vital. If you go through any kind of existential crisis, the emphasis has got to be on creating safety, peace, time, support, and care. That is where it starts, my friend. It is what therapists do too when they work with people who've had such experience. They create an alliance. They become the co-traveler on the path, standing in front of the challenges and the abyss, finding ways to build a bridge across the abyss into the future, but also to bridge the two sides of the conflict that has been created in a person's life. So we focus on all four dimensions of life. We have to look at the physical, looking at how the body is impacted and how it can heal, how to provide safety, and how to increase and widen our awareness of mortality and engage with that fearlessly, with peace. If that were to happen, to be ready. But also to be ready to allow the body to heal and do its job. And it's amazing. Your system is miraculous and it will kick in and it will know exactly what to do. So being in that situation, you need to listen and create with your body the space, safety and time to allow it to do what it knows how to do. Socially, of course, your role changes. You are now in difficulty rather than a contributor to the world. So you become a little homeless in the world. And to have built a network around you, a network where people will rally round, is of such importance. To have that support, to have people who will bring you food and drink when you really are incapable of doing this for yourself, is eye-opening. It is an amazing experience of civilized society coming through, and love carrying the day, and knowing that you are receiving and that people are well intentioned towards you. To recover all these things is vital, so that you can rebuild your sense of being at home in your world. Personally, of course, it leads to internal thought processes and struggles and confrontations with a change in identity. And to allow yourself, similarly to what you have to do with your body and with others, you also have to allow yourself the breadth and the depth of your new thinking, because this too will know where to go, and it will repair itself. It will show you the way towards quieting thoughts, thoughts that bring peace in understanding of how life is a process of constant transformation and challenge, and indeed of crises. And this now opens you up to new meanings in the world, to seeing things from a different perspective. You are now in an exceptional situation where you can take time to look at things from above, from a bird's eye view, and to see that wider perspective, and to feel where you belong and where you fit in, what the meaning of all this is, What this tells you about your values and where you want to be going when things are repaired and you are recovered and you are beginning anew. Invaluable, my friend. A privileged opportunity, a moment out of time where you can oversee your life. Make the most of it. Don't rush towards pretending to be better. Take your time to do all of these things. The physical, the social, the mental, the spiritual. And allow yourself to harvest all of the learning. Find your emotional honesty and feel what you're feeling. Value your suffering. It is precious. It is something that acutely brings you face to face with the things that truly matter. Learn from your experience. Move out of the feeling of victimhood towards the feeling of agency, of being an observing consciousness that is experiencing something full of value and meaning, which will change your future, my friend. Feel how you're part of this thing. It isn't gratuitous or random. It's part of where you are. It's who you are. It opens up new doors, new portals into the future. Don't medicalize or label it away. Investigate. Open it up instead. Let it be. Give it some air. Give it some time. The process will happen. If you attend to it, it will be beneficial to you, my friend. You will find you're creating new connections in your brain, new understanding, new strength, new motivation to engage again, to be part of the world again, to learn the lessons, to apply your understanding, to spread the information, to be part of the living world once again. Yes, my friend, everything that happens to you is full of meaning and learning. Never forget, never be scared of it. Allow it to find its space and keep making your contribution to being in the flow of all of that and to go beyond where you were before. Do not just think about what happens to you as something disordered or an injury, but think about how your shattering can be the start of putting the pieces of the puzzle together in a new way. Bridge all of those things because you have time to do that. Put it together. Allow yourself to think it through in terms of your own past and your present experience and your future. And share with other people. And find philosophical guidance to find your way if you need it. You will realize that you are practicing courage, my friend. In the face of this adversity, you are practicing the muscle of your existential courage, and you are becoming stronger and wiser than you ever were before. It will lead to new existential flourishing and to new understanding of what it means to be who you are in this world. I hope this is helpful in dealing with your existential crisis, my friend. I thought it was a good time to summarize my own learning through this phase and to pass it on. Be well, my friend. Be strong and be soft and sweet to yourself if you give yourself the space and time to be whole again.